Okay, so I've put your email up, and Stan is part of the Sitemark team, but there's many people that I've met through the Sitemark team that are extremely helpful and knowledgeable, and so I feel like reach out to Stan, and if Stan points you to the right person within the organization, that might be how it works. And obviously, if you have any questions for me, my email is randall@dslrpros.com. We have still 3 minutes. Stan, do you mind going over maybe 5 minutes after the hour, just so we could try to get some of these questions in now?
Of course not.
Okay.
Let's go for it. Pick hard ones, please.
Well, I'm going to start with ones that are just common. So people are asking about smaller site, like rooftops, commercial buildings, things like that aren't just entire plants. I'm sure Sitemark can be used for these, but are they regularly used for building inspection and residential?
So about half of the sites we're doing are smaller than 1 megawatt, so rooftops, commercial rooftops. And the reason for that is that, well, there's a lot of small sites and it's hard to access. So the drone really presents a really nice solution for doing those. So definitely we can, I mean, the demo was based on a ground-based site, but we can definitely do rooftops.
So someone just said that they cannot see your email. I see the slide that is being shown, but I'm going to respond to that
I can
person.
see it too.
Yeah, so I just sent Stan's email to the person that said they couldn't see Stan's email, but it's stanislaus.vdv@sitemark.com. If you can't see that, holler, but we'll get that sorted out at the end for sure. Okay, more questions. So there's people talking about pricing, and I know that there's this is kind of a partner program, and you use our software when you're a partner. Do you sell this solution? Like, what does that look like?
Yes.
As much as that you can share?
So the price is 2,000. I don't remember. It's 2,600 or 2,400. It's 2,400. Sorry, dollars for the starter package. So for $2,400, you will get 16 megawatts of credits, allowing you to basically process 16 sites of 1 megawatts or one site of 16 megawatts. It's up to you what you do with it. You can have 3 customers who all do 5 megawatts. But basically, you can get started starting $2,400. It's as easy as wiring it over credit card payments, and we'll set up your account. You get some support with that, and then we get the ball rolling. And whenever you've consumed your first 16, then we start talking about how we can do more and get you into higher tiers. So there's tier-based pricing if you want to get better prices, but then volumes have to come too. So that's a bit on the pricing. And that's for the thermography. On construction and topography, we don't have packs that are ready like that. But,
okay. So you asked for a hard one. Here's a hard one.
Okay.
So how does Sitemark compare to the capabilities of, and I'm in a lot of these cases not comparing apples to apples, but FLIR Thermal Studio, Drone Deploy, and Raptor Maps?
Okay, so FLIR Thermal Studio is a good tool, but it's very much down to thermography based on reports. So you're taking photos, you're gonna convert these photos, you're gonna have to put the findings yourselves. So you need to be a thermographer. There is no year-over-year comparison. I mean, weather normalization. So it's more of a very strong solution that allows you to do thermography, but it's generic thermography. It's not solar thermography. You don't get the losses. You don't get loss estimation, anomaly categorization. You're going to end up losing a lot of time doing a lot of the hard work yourself, which is removing the focus from your core business. Drone Deploy, great tool for topography. So if you're doing just a regular 3D photogrammetry topography, you'll be happy with Drone Deploy. I'm sure you can get the contour lines out. That's not a problem. But of course, if you're looking at thermography, I don't think Drone Deploy, for example, can do automatic identification of anomalies. It can not do loss estimation of anomalies, normalization with weather data, construction tracking. So I don't think Drone Deploy is as solar specific. They are more like a generic photogrammetry package. Finally, you've got Raptor Maps. Raptor is getting closer. So they're closer and closer and closer. I think Raptor Maps is very successful in the US in terms of offering drone thermographies but they are not offering the full life cycle. So according to my current knowledge, they do not offer any construction tracking or topographies. They're also known for not supporting the smaller rooftops. And in terms of pricing, I believe we are more cost effective. So basically, if you're looking for a more cost effective, more complete solution, we are there to challenge, let's say, the standard US player. But of course, I think Raptor Maps has done very nice things in the US, and it's probably the closest solution to what we have today.
So someone just kind of asked to get in, just to have clarification on pricing. The package, the starting $2,400 package is for 60 kilowatts. That's not an annual fee. That gives you that 60 kilowatts. And once you work through that 60 kilowatts, then maybe you would buy another package or more data, right?
Yes. So
more
it's 16 megawatts. So you're getting 1,000 times more.
Sorry. My bad.
No problem. So you're getting 16 megawatts, and these are basically indeed, you get a top off. It's recharged in your account. You can use them whenever you like, but within the time frame of a year. So the data is valid for a year, and then you can buy them again. So it's not really a subscription. We have more advanced packages with subscriptions and these things, but it gets way more complex. And that's where we made a big exception. And we worked hard on this to make life easy for the drone service providers, because otherwise you need to go and get that conversation with your customer to say he needs to sign up for a subscription and pay yearly fees, and it gets very complex. But of course, we support these more complex ways of working, but we chose to make it simple for the drone service providers.
Sounds good. I got two more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. Next one is computing power or processing power needed to run your application.
Near to none. Browser. You can run it on a Chromebook. If you have like you just need a browser. Most of the hard data crunching happens on our backend.
Okay.
So it's just a fewer.
And the last question is about capture. So part of the Sitemark application is, do you have the mission planning software to do the capture of the data, or do you run that natively on the airframe and then take the data and drop it into Sitemark?
So we used to have an app which allowed us to interact with some of the drones, mainly DJI, but we realized that our core business was not creating a flight app, and there were a lot of good apps out there. So today we just provide customers with good training, recommendations on with flight apps, but mostly flight parameters. So we give you overlaps, resolutions, and we rely on our pilots to find the best app for their drone and just put in the right flight parameters. So that seems to be a very easy and effective way of working and allows us to focus on our core business.
Okay. Someone just asked about subscription, like a monthly subscription model. Do you do anything that doesn't count the megawatts but gives you kind of unlimited per month or per year or something like that?
We can talk about it. We've done it.
Okay.
But it's not a default way of working.